in case. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. And so if you are watching for the first time, my name's Jen Lori. I'm a certified holistic nutrition practitioner, and I am on a mission to educate and empower to really help you learn things that I've learned throughout the years in a faster manner so you can start taking action and really take control of your health. And today I have my friend Terry, who has been a nurse in the field for a few or more decades, right?
Yes.
So she is an expert in the medical community. I'm more on the alternative health, but we come together. We met earlier this year, and we have just found it's so much fun to come together and put our heads together and really combat these things. We have a lot of the same values, believe in preventative health measures and really looking for natural remedies first, and then going to the necessary pharmaceutical when needed. So finding a happier balance of what is needed in that conventional medicine and what can be helped naturally to reduce the consequences of side effects. So, or negative side effects for sure. We want the positive side effects. So Terry, why don't you do a quick intro and we're going to dive right into today's topic.
Oh, yeah. So, for those who have not seen me yet, I have been a registered nurse for more than just a couple decades. It's been like 4 of those decades, amazingly enough. And yes, as much as I come from the Western medicine side with my history and work experience, I have over the years, I really kind of started in my nursing career having a lot of interest in more holistic type practice. I used to, back in the day, it was called complementary alternative medicine, CAM. I was very interested in it, got into it when I was in nursing school even. But over the years, because of what I saw, I have really, really taken hold of looking more at natural options in health, in our health journeys. And that's, like Jen said, not to say there isn't a time and place for pharmaceuticals, but I think there's a lot of time that we could be doing things for our bodies more naturally to start with. And so, anyway, I love that we've connected. I love that we share a passion to empower and help people have knowledge so that they can make great decisions for themselves. And so, we're going to jump into some fun stuff today.
Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I want to say is we're going to talk about a molecule that's already in your body or should be in your body. And so this is a very important molecule, and it has so many implications to the different functionings in your body. So we're going to really like zone in on this one molecule in your body. So let's talk quickly first about some of the signs or symptoms that you may be deficient in this molecule. Because that's like, let's see, like what, first of all, what like do I need to be supplementing with this is the first thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends what your desired results are, first off. But some of the signs of the deficiencies can be type 2 diabetes, depression, poor circulation, fatigue, high blood pressure, slow recovery times, memory issues. Those are just a handful of symptoms and, things that you might be experiencing that may be an indicator that you may be deficient in this molecule in your body. Your body is maybe breaking it down too fast or maybe not producing it enough, because it is something that's produced in our body. So what we are talking about today is a little molecule called nitric oxide. So nitric oxide, what is it? So nitric oxide is an essential component of the human body involved in blood vessel dilation. It stimulates hormone release. So it's connected to hormone function as well. It is also in the signaling and regulation of neurotransmission. So brain function as well is connected to this as well. So let's just talk about for 1 second, just what's all involved when we have something that is managing our blood vessel dilation. So we need to have blood vessel dilation to have proper blood flow.
Hmm.
With proper blood flow, it means we need to have circulation. And what gets circulated? Our nutrients, our oxygen, our water, just our basic needs to be alive, right? Right? To be
Yes.
alive and healthy, we need all of these things. So it helps to oxygenate the body. It helps also to decrease the blood pressure. When you have improved blood flow, you're naturally going to have a decrease in blood pressure as well, which is going to be good for your heart. Okay, so that's what nitric oxide is. Do you want to add anything before we get
No,
in?
I just love it because with nitric oxide, when nitric oxide is flowing like it should through your body, it really does help the cardiovascular system just be more relaxed. And
Mhm.
so I've always taught all my life about blood pressure being like the pipes of a plumbing, in your house. If your pipes are getting clogged or there's too much pressure to get the water through the pipes, you can burst a pipe, right? And that's a stroke. And in our body, that's what happens when we have burst pipes. It's a stroke, typically, or aneurysm. But to keep the vessels, the pipes that run through our body pliable, more relaxed, more youthful, really, if you will,
Yes, because as that's
nitric
part of the aging process is that
yes.
stiffening, right?
Exactly. And so as we age and we stiffen, we also then accumulate more, can build up on the inside of the pipe because
Mm,
it's more stiff. So
mhm.
keeping it more pliable, more youthful helps with the blood flow, the nutrient, everything going through those vessels also helps it so you're not having the rigidity that causes also add or can contribute towards having buildup on the inside of those pipes. So it's huge, so huge. And I don't know if you were going to bring this up, but it's so huge. There were two scientists who won a Nobel Prize in 1998 for the discovery of how important nitric oxide is for our cardiovascular
Did not
system.
know that. I did
Yeah,
not know
it's
that. That's
huge.
amazing. So
Yeah.
it's a huge, huge, I would call it a more recent discovery,
Mm-hmm.
right? A more recent discovery. And we're just really seeing how beneficial it can be for some people to supplement with it, depending on what their needs and their goals are. It is something that I supplement with every single day because it boosts my performance in the gym. So that's one benefit is boosting your performance in the gym. Just think about that. That blood flow opening up, you can lift heavier, move faster without your heart being as stressed. So it brings the stress on the heart down. And then you can push harder, get bigger results without like having to like lay on the floor and be like, die. Right. But that's
Right.
the purpose for
Yep.
which I use it, as well as preventative measures, because it's just going to do all the other things. But the like right away, what I notice is like well, the first time I had this supplement before a workout, I was like, I felt like Superwoman. And I was done my 1 hour workout and I was like, I could go for 90 minutes more. Like, I'm just like, I didn't want to stop at the end of my workout. I was just like so full of energy and it was awesome. So that's why I supplement
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
supplement that
Well,
helps
and
with.
it's real common. It's very common amongst athletes for that very reason.
Yeah.
The supplementing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go beyond athletic abilities because it goes way beyond that and right into like core health. So it can decrease muscle soreness, right? With that blood flow, oxygenation, and everything. It's going to help repair faster. So it can help with allowing for faster recovery, right? It also can lower blood pressure. We have a large population utilizing pharmaceuticals to help with blood sugar management. And this is something that someone might want to try before going to the pharmaceutical to see if it can make a
For blood
difference.
pressure. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
or they can try it alongside the medication and see what happens. But of course, we always advise you to talk to your doctor because we don't know what all medications you're on. So we're not telling you to go out and just like jump on any sort of supplement. We are always, making sure that you are just aware of what's available and you can speak to your doctor about it. Does increase blood flow, so it can actually help with male sexual performance as well. I think that's an important acknowledgement. Um, so it can help with cardio health beyond an athlete as well, just with basic cardiac health for anyone who is just wanting to make
Mhm,
sure their heart stays healthy. And
mhm,
then I was reading a lot about how it is connected to type 2 diabetes. So I wanted to dive into that for just 1 second, because that is at the core of our heart, which is metabolic health. And so
mhm,
this is really a core feature of metabolic health is like this insulin and blood sugar management, right? And so what I was reading is that a large percentage, maybe all, but it's not clear. The science is not settled. That a lot of people with type 2 diabetes actually have a reduction in their production of nitric oxide. So we're seeing that they have a lower amount of nitric oxide in their body. So the question is that lowered nitric oxide what's leading them down the path of poor metabolic health? Because what happens with low nitric oxide is it can lead to poor blood vessel health, which then leads to high blood pressure, kidney disease, and heart disease over time. So, is this a component contributing to this possible diagnosis? Is the question. Um, it has shown to also, supplementing with nitric oxide has shown to increase insulin sensitivity and I think the mechanism behind that is because it actually reduces the insulin, which if you reduce the insulin in your body's just going to naturally become more sensitive to the insulin. So when you start regulating your blood sugars, what can happen is just by nature with the insulin levels not being spiked all day long, what can happen is your body resets to its natural way of functioning,
mhm.
right? Um, uh, that is what I wanted to pass. I want to pass it over right now because there is additional features of nitric oxide that can really greatly benefit. So go ahead, Terry.
Okay, I will. Well, and I think it's important to say, I mean, sometimes all of us are kind of like, yeah, that's a no-brainer, but it has been shown that our nitric oxide does deplete as we age, just like everything else, right? So it's kind of a duh, but I think it's worth saying. So as we age, there is more of a need to, our body just doesn't produce it as much as we used to produce it. So, like in children, there's usually a healthier amount of nitric oxide being produced, and as we age, we have less. So, I think that's important to say because one of the things that I'm going to touch on is some scientific studies that have been done with nitric oxide outside of either of our countries, Canada or the United States. This was done by the Swiss and done both in 2004 and in 2020, October of both of those years. And I'm just gonna, we can drop perhaps the links to these articles. They are, you can see the abstracts to these scientific studies. What I'm gonna say is that there is a direct correlation to nitric oxide being present in your body and what will happen to you when you are exposed to viruses. And there are antifungal and antiviral properties to nitric oxide. But it's very interesting because when you look at viruses and their cycle of life, if you will, because viruses are not living like a bacteria. So they replicate. And so they found with nitric oxide is it inhibits or ceases the replication process. So very interesting science. I think it's really worth taking a look at. And, just seeing what they had to say in two different studies conducted pretty much in the same manner because of things that were going on at that time in life that brought about a necessity to study it further. So, anyway, I'll encourage people to go and seek that information out. It's very fascinating. And
And you were sharing
personally,
that you take Boost before
I
you
was just going to say,
travel.
personally,
Yeah.
my personal testimony on this. for the last 2.5, going on 3 years, I've been a mobile IV therapy nurse. I go out and administer vitamin type and supplement type IVs for people who request them. And for my own personal care, I'll put it that way, for my own personal care, I've chosen that I boost myself with our nitric oxide boost. And I also boost myself with a high proteolytic enzyme. We're not talking about today, but when you think about, just throw this out there, when you think about viruses, allergens, bacteria, all of them hide themselves in a shell of protein from our immune system. That's how they protect themselves. So if you can think about supporting your body to help break down proteins so then your immune system can go do its job, then so I do those things for myself and have had a lot of success in being directly exposed to things that I don't get. And we can't say we prevent anything, but my body is
It's
doing
strong.
its job.
It's
My
strong.
body is doing
Yeah.
its job because I'm giving it what it needs to do its job so my immune
Yeah.
system can do the work it's supposed to do.
I truly believe our best protection is strengthening our immune system.
Exactly.
Strengthening our immune system is the best way to protect yourself and taking action to do the things and give your body the support it needs so that you can have a really strong immune system.
Hmm.
Now, I was looking into some other things. Okay, first of all, we obviously have access to the most amazing formula. We're going to tell you that, but I want to tell you why. I want to dig in a little bit as to why. And first of all, there are some products out on the market that are not plant-based. And
Hmm.
there is some research that says that if it is not plant-based, there are some risks of side effects. So you might go online and Google nitric oxide and you're going to see side effects. Well, yes, because a lot of the supplements on the market are not plant-based. They are chemical isolate based. They're not the formulations that are going to promote as much health. And what can happen is now there is side effects. So watch for that. Make sure that you know it's 100% plant-based formula if you're going to shop elsewhere outside of our stores. But we have online stores that we can give you access to. But if you're going to shop elsewhere, just make sure it's 100% plant-based. I can't guarantee you're going to get the extreme results we're talking about because really what we're talking about is our formulation. Right. So, what's different, Terry? What is a couple of things that are a little bit different when it comes to our particular formulation?
Sure. So, any formulation, you're going to see that there's L-arginine. It's an amino acid that's required as a precursor for helping the body produce nitric oxide. And we have 3 pathways in our body that we utilize without going into too much detail, but there are 3 pathways in our body for making nitric oxide. And it all starts in the mouth. As soon as you start digesting in the mouth, it just starts there. And so you will see sometimes some I'll put lesser forms of formulations use a lot of beet product, and it's not bad, it's just not the best. And so our product does use red spinach, and it's very important because the difference really is then our product is utilizing the 3 pathways in our body, whereas most products are not utilizing all 3. So
Mhm.
that's kind of the simplified version of it, but
Yeah.
it does matter the plant as well. It's important to be plant based, but it does matter the plant that's being used as well. And
Yeah.
we do have some beet in ours, but we also use red spinach, which is really important.
Yeah. We have quite the formulation. The formulation, I wanted to kind of pull it up here because I wanted to just give you guys some information basically like what is it that's in there because one of the things that's in there that's a really important ingredient is polyphenols from fruits.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's got polyphenols from fruits, and what that does is that protects the molecule from breaking down. So it's
Hmm.
going to increase the activity of it in your body because it has this antioxidant, this really powerful antioxidant protection. Okay, so that's one thing. And so we have a formulation of spinach, beetroot juice, celery, kale, and cabbage. And then also some berries in there, which are going to provide an additional support of antioxidants. And then there is one of my favorite ingredients, quercetin from apples. So quercetin is really, really, you could go, I'm not going to talk about quercetin today, but if you go look into it, it is another one of those ingredients that is so, so powerful. I eat
Mhm.
an apple every single day. Apples are so amazing. Anyways, but there is that quercetin from the apple as well in there. So I love this. It is one of those products that I used once and knew immediately that it was having an effect on my body. And I can never get over the fact of how fast and what a big impact you can
Yeah.
get from a natural product when it's formulated in a way that is so, so smart, and it just like interacts with the body in the perfect way. Like the body just responds so well when it's formulated really good.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
I love that about the polyphenols because it's protects the nitric oxide. Because yes, there's two sides of it where
yep,
nitric oxide is being produced, but it is also being broken down because we have an enzyme in our body that breaks it down. So it is protecting it,
yep,
but it also gives us protection from oxidative stress. So the
yes,
polyphenols in there are, we all hear about oxidative stress, which is really what aging is about. And so I love it. You're right. The formulation is genius. Yes, it is about the nitric oxide, but it's like so much more.
yeah.
It's just like the full
It
meal deal, the
provides
real package.
so
Mm-hmm.
much support for the body.
Yeah.
And as someone who has low blood pressure, I have poor circulation. So I knew when I saw this that I was going to want it, workout or not, I was going to want this product in my hands. Um, I just wanted to share because it's just fun to get testimonies, right? I love getting testimonies when I share this product. It's called Boost. If you guys didn't catch that yet, it's called Boost. So that's what you're looking at. And we have a powerful private community that I can invite you to. Terry can invite you to come and check out more stories for sure. I would love to invite you to that. So let me know if you do want to invite to that. But let me just read a text that I got from someone who I shared Boost with. That being said, she was not using any other products. Okay. So this was this product alone. Because sometimes people ask me, okay, do I need to like be on this, and this? Because of course, I use multiple products of
Mm-hmm.
from our online store, right? So, okay, she says, it's very short. She says, two boosts before a workout rocks in cap locks, of course, right? She says, I did 40 to 45 minutes of cardio. Normally, if I do 30 minutes, I can't even finish my workout. I've got only 3 machines to go. I'm so
I
excited.
love it.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is someone who was messaged me and said that she was really struggling to get through her workouts. And she just didn't feel like she had the strength and energy to get through her workouts.
Mm,
And it
I love it.
totally, first time, game changer right
Hmm.
away. So, and she was really skeptical about it and tried a couple other natural type remedies, and nothing touched it like this.
Yeah. I think it's important to, I love it though. I love getting those kind of text messages. There isn't anything better. I think that's awesome. And I love that worked for her. I think it's important for us to say, because I also have low blood pressure. And
Ah,
so one of the things I've had people ask me is, oh, well, if it opens up, and helps your circulation and helps lower blood pressure, will it lower my blood pressure too much? No, it will not. Because we are fully plant based, we are an adaptogen. And so your body's going to use it as it needs it. It's not does not work the same. Let me just put it that way. It does not work the same as synthetic
lab
compounds will
derived.
in your
Yeah.
body that will cause you then to have too low of a blood pressure. It will not do that.
I
So,
like to think
um,
of it more as a regulator
yeah,
because it
yeah, if
doesn't,
where you need it, right?
yeah, like it can lower, but it doesn't. I mean,
Yeah,
if you eat too many beets, are you going to have all of a sudden such low blood pressure that you're going to pass out? Like, I've never heard anyone like,
yeah,
I've seen
no,
people eat a lot of beets and spinach and stuff, that are on some sort of health trend or whatever, right?
yeah.
Or
Well,
like,
and that brings up another thing. So the spinach in ours, we do have spinach. We also have a red spinach extract, and it is that red spinach extract that is the key kind of like
because
secret
it's
component. Really, not
fermented as well, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fermented. So it's not a secret, but it's the secret sauce. So, but you can't go and eat enough spinach and beets and have the same thing of what this
Right.
formulation is put together.
Right. And so
So,
just so
I
you
mean, I
guys
know there's
know,
people who
it
are
looks
like,
like this.
yeah, yeah.
And it is capsules. And I just take
Hmm.
2 before I go work out. And if you want to take it just for health reasons, you would just take 2 a day and take it with a meal. You could take it at any time if you're using
Yeah.
it for health reasons.
I take my morning and evening.
You take
I
1 in the
know.
morning and 1 in the evening?
Yep, that's how I
Okay.
do it. And my husband did have some blood pressure issues at one time. He seems to be over that now. And this made a significant help or assist in his body and for him to be more healthy in that direction. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we were able to get through this short and sweet today for you guys.
Yes.
So thank you guys for watching. You found this helpful. If there's someone out there who you love dearly that needs this information, please feel free to click that share button and message them directly to take a look at it. Please tag them in it, whatever. We just want to get the information in front of people so we can educate people, empower people to make better choices with their health so that we can build a community of strong, healthy, gracefully aging people all around us. So thank you, Terry, for joining me
Yes.
today.
Happy Leap Day to
Yes,
everybody. Thank
yes.
you.
And next week, Terry's going to be traveling. So stay tuned for some special guest appearances for next week. And we will resume together the following week, Terry and I.
Awesome. Thank you,
Okay. Have a
everyone.
great
Take
day.
care.
Safe travels, Terry.
Thank you.
Bye bye.